Good morning, student. Welcome to Ajay Mishra economics classes. Today, we are going to discuss about production possibility curve, PPC curve. Before starting about the PPC curve, we need to understand the meaning of separately these terms. It means one by one, we have to understand the meaning of PPC. So first of all, first P means production. First P means production. How much production you can carry from available resources. Then next one is a possibility. Possibility means what is the maximum quantity which you can produce from the available resources. Maximum quantity. And one more thing comes, because you never produce one thing only, you have to produce multiple of commodity. So you have an option to produce multiple commodity. But since we have to explain the relationship between the production of multiple commodity, or when you present it, when you go to make an analysis, then it is very difficult to make a proper analysis in 5, 6, 7, 8 commodity. So we take only 2 commodity. So possibility of combination of 2 commodity. We take 2 commodity only. We don't take n number of commodity. We take 2 commodity. And the C stand for curve. Curve means graph. Means we like to present our concept, our thinking model on particular graph. Before starting PPC, once again, student remember, whenever we present any particular thinking, any particular behavior in economics, we always keep the relationship between 2 economic variables only, between the 2 data, 2 variable. For example, if you are producing, here in the production we take 2 commodity only. If you are using the demand, then price and demand only. If you are thinking about the student's behavior, then the time management and the study outcome. We don't take n number things. So always remember, in economic theory, whenever you have to draw a theory, when you have to explain the theory, you take 2 economic variables only. One thing. Second, each and every economic theory are presented with 3 different things. These 3 different things are, first, behavior statement, how we are thinking, or what is our thinking process about a particular thing. Second, we always present the data with the help of a schedule, that is a numerical statement. And then third one, we explain the same numerical thing with the help of a diagram. So always remember, each and every economic theory are presented in 3 basic things. 3 things. Number 1 is a statement. Number 2 is a schedule or data, and third one is graph or pictorial presentation. Pictorial presentation. So this is the 3 thing on which, on the behavior of these 3 things, each and every economic theory are drawn or presented or explained to the public or to the students. Now, Our topic for today is PPC, Production Possibility Curve. So for first, what is the first thing? That is a presentation of statement. So PPC is a graphical presentation of different combination of two goods which can be produced from given resources at available technology. Means in the current scenario of lockdown, you can apply it very easily. How many people we can test in a day from available resources, whatever the technique is available right now. So there is only two variables. One is a testing kit, another one is a testing patients. So two variables. How much maximum we can do from these available resources, whatever the technique we have, that is, and their graphical representation is known as a PPC, Production Possibility Curve. Now, second thing, each and every statement must be supported by a schedule. So you can say production possibility schedule. You have to understand about production possibility schedule. For that purpose, note, we need to remember one thing. What we need to remember? Key, first of all, production of two goods only. Production of two goods only. Second thing you need to remember, technique is constant. Third one, resources are limited. Means whatever the resources we have, that is limited. And the fourth one, that is the most important one, that not written in the book, but when you have to understand a topic, always need to understand how the economics work. Basically, economics is a study of behavior, about the human behavior, how people react, how we people act in a particular situation. So take a point. Resources are limited. Fourth point is a movement of production from efficient to inefficient. This is the fourth point we need to understand when we draw the production possibility curve. When we explain the production possibility curve, what are the 4 points? Production of two goods only. We are going to produce only two goods. Second one is technologies are constant. Number third, resources are always limited. Number 4, which is the most important, not written in the book, but as a student, you need to understand how economics work. So when I have already defined in the previous class that economics is a science of human behavior, means how the people behave, how the people react in a particular situation. That is the most important thing. So in PPC curve, there is a movement from production of efficient goods to inefficient goods. Now just draw a situation. If you have a given option to do things, either playing PUBG and all those games on the internet, or you have to learn, what choice you will take a student first? I'm sure, because the easiest job you will choose, and the easiest job is playing game or watching the movies or watching the shows or fun time, you will choose. So definitely enjoy most. But when you have to shift from that particular behavior to the study, so definitely study require your calculated efforts, your forced effort. You have to think about it. You are not born to do yourself. You are forced to develop yourself, develop your skill. So it requires more energy, more thinking from your side. So definitely the same process, the same example you can apply in your life. You can visualize it after the lecture, after the class. You can think about it. Always you require more energy towards the study than the fun time. It means whenever the civilization developed, civilization always developed in bank of the rivers. Means easy accessibility of water, easy mode of transportation to the river. You are getting, because the vegetation also developed on the banks of rivers, so you are getting easily, you are getting the food. So civilization developed on the banks of the rivers. And then gradually when the population grows more and more and more, what happened? More and more people shifted a little bit far away from the bank of rivers. Then what happened? Suppose one person is living on the bank of Yamuna or on the bank of Ganga, where the Ganga is in the right mode, in a good situation, not polluted one. What happened? They are getting the drinking water easily. They are getting the transportation easily. They are getting the irrigation facility for the agriculture easily. So cost is less. Now at the same time, those people who are living in the Rajasthan, those people who are living in the far away from the river zone, what happened? They have to, the government has to dig the canal, they have to carry the water from one place to another. That mode of transportation is the surface transport, for which they have to spend a lot of money to develop the road. So naturally the cost becoming more. So as the civilization progresses from bank of river to the plain land, the cost of living started to rise. Similarly happen in each and every course of PPC, production possibility curve. Now coming to the point. So already we know the resources are limited. So we are taking on the fixed resources production of two goods. X is a production of wheat and Y is a production of car. Y is the production of car. So see which one is the more easy, because agriculture, that is we are doing from the ancient time. It requires only land, ample of land is available in the countryside, and you don't require much of the technique. You don't require much of the knowledge. You don't have to go to school and college to acquire the skill. So easily you can do the production. So from the available resources, if you are producing 1000 ton of wheat and no car, as we discussed earlier, now as the people and population grow, as the thinking and demand of the people want more and more goods, what happened? They require car. So now if they wanted to produce one car, naturally the cost of production of car is more, because it requires knowledge, it requires technique, it requires the student to go for a prolonged career, prolonged time period in education, that 10 plus 2 plus 4 or maybe higher. So it requires lot of cost. So for one production of 1 unit of car, a student need to sacrifice 200 unit of 100 ton of wheat. So there is a, for 1 unit of car you are sacrificing 100 ton of wheat. It means this is called MOC, marginal opportunity cost. Now you can ask me, what is opportunity cost and what is marginal opportunity cost? I have already discussed in the previous class. The opportunity cost is the cost which is sacrificed for the production of. The cost which is sacrificed for the production of one additional unit of alternative product. So what is the alternative product? One unit of car which you are producing instead of wheat, right? So for production of one unit of car, you have to sacrifice 100 unit or 100 ton of what? You have to sacrifice 100 ton of wheat. So that for one car, 100 ton of wheat is a opportunity cost. But I have written here marginal opportunity cost. Marginal play a very important role in economics. Each and every decision in economics we take on the basis of marginal. Marginal is known as pampered child of economics. Pampered मतलब दुलारा, प्यारा. वो रोता है, वो जो कहता है वही बात हम मानते हैं. अगर वो कहेगा कि अभी पढ़ाना छोड़ दो तो छोड़ देंगे. कैसे? समझ लो. मार्जिनल, अभी आप 15 मिनट या 1 घंटे से पढ़ रहे हो, आपको मजा आ रहा है और आपको लगता है कि सर ये टॉपिक और बता दे तभी छोड़े तो अच्छा रहेगा, तो आप पढ़ लेते हो. बट आप बोर हो जाते हो तो छोड़ देते हो. तो बस आपकी एडिशनल एक्वायर करने की कैपेसिटी कितनी है और कितना आप लेना चाहते हो और कितना एक्वायर कर सकते हो, तो आप अपना पढ़ने का टाइम बढ़ाएं या घटाएं, ये मार्जिन के बेसिस पे डिसाइड करते हो. टेक वन मोर एग्जांपल. आप किसी शॉपिंग मॉल में जाते हो और आप एक प्रोडक्ट बाय करना चाहते हो. यू वांट टू बाय अ प्रोडक्ट. 100 रुपीज का एक शर्ट या टी शर्ट्स अवेलेबल है. ठीक है, जस्ट आई एम टेकिंग एन एग्जांपल. माइट बी व्हाट इज द रियल पिक्चर, दैट इज डिफरेंट. अब दुकानदार ने वहां पे स्टोर पे लिखा रखा है कि भैया दूसरा अगर खरीदोगे तो आपको एक गिफ्ट मिलेगा. तो आपको दूसरे की जरूरत नहीं थी, बट आप क्या देखते हो कि एक और खरीदने से एक और मिल जाएगा. मतलब दो एडिशनल का कॉस्ट 50-50% हो गया, तो आपको प्रॉफिट ऑफ 50% मिल जाता है फॉर एडिशनल वन. आप झट से क्या करते हो, 2 बाई कर लेते हो. तो आपने डिसीजन किसके बेसिस पे लिया? मार्जिनल के बेसिस पे लिया. सपोज करो वन मोर एग्जांपल. आप घूमने जाते हो आगरा, सुबह निकलते हो 6 बजे. अब तो सड़कें अच्छी हो गई है तो आप जल्दी पहुंच जाते हो. वहां 2-3 घंटे में आप देख लेते हो ताजमहल. लगता है यार शाम तक फिर घर चले जाएंगे, आज तक दिन तो बर्बाद हो गया, छुट्टी हो गई. तो हम ऐसा करते हैं, हम फतेहपुर सिकरी भी चलते हैं. चूंकि अब वहां से मुश्किल से 30 किलोमीटर दूर है, उसी दिन हो जाएगा, तो आप डिसीजन ले लेते हैं. दोबारा आना पड़ता तो पूरा खर्चा लगता. तो आपने मार्जिनल, सिर्फ एडिशनल कितना और लगा उसके बेसिस पे आपने डिसीजन ले लिया. तो मार्जिनल इज द की इन इकोनॉमिक, मींस टेकिंग each and every economic decision in life. And that's why when you go further, when you study in the BBA or BCom and MBA or any kind of economics across the world, you will study economics as a managerial economics or marginal economics. So marginal, the word remember forever, is the key to the study of economics. Now, we discussed for the one car you are sacrificing 100 unit of wheat. Now, if you go further, if you want to produce one more car, means from Maruti 800 you are shifting to WagonR, the advanced one. So naturally advanced one require more cost, more better technology. You have to acquire further knowledge. In that case, now you have to sacrifice 200 ton of, for the second one of car, you have to sacrifice 200 unit of wheat. Now you can ask me why it happens, sir. Already I have discussed the behavior. This is the movement from efficient to inefficient. A consumer or a producer or a student or an individual always pick those things first which are easier to do. So they require less energy, less resources. When they move from efficient to inefficient, they require more resources. That's why when we move from one, for every additional unit of car, we have to sacrifice more and more unit of production of wheat, because we are shifting from efficient to inefficient. This is the key word. Remember, not for today, not for the class 11th only. Remember it forever whenever you study economics. Always remember, every decision in economics are always taking on the basis of marginal. And here, the marginal opportunity cost will rise and rise with the further production of every additional unit. Now, so if you are going to produce third unit of car, you have to sacrifice even more unit of wheat, that it becomes 400. Means for the additional one, you have to sacrifice 300 unit of wheat. Now, if you go to the fourth unit of car, the production of wheat become 0. It means for every additional unit, you have to sacrifice more and more unit of wheat. And this thing is known as a marginal opportunity cost. Is it clear? So one question, objective type question will come. Why marginal opportunity cost keep rising? The key to the answer is, since there is a movement of resources, movement of production from efficient resources to inefficient resources, from efficient to inefficient. Therefore, marginal opportunity cost keep rising. And this is the parameter on which we draw the PPC curve. So this is the schedule. So all of you have written the schedule. So now we move further. Now we are moving from PPs, from production possibility schedule, PPS, to PPC. Now we are drawing the final topic of this topic, which is known as the PPC curve. This is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. Now the question arises, you can ask me, which particular commodity we are likely to take on x-axis and why? Always remember, what thing you have taken as a base? Car, because you are increasing the production of car again and again. So remember, on x-axis we are going to take that quantity, that commodity which we are likely to increase, which we are taken as a base. And on y-axis we take those commodities which we are sacrificing. It means on x-axis we are taking the production of car, and the y-axis we are taking the production of wheat. So what is the key? Note down. On x-axis we take those commodity which are increasing, and on the y-axis we take those commodity which are sacrificing, Those commodity are taken on x-axis which are increasing, and on y-axis we are taking sacrificing commodity. So now we take the unit 1, now 2, now 3, now 4, now 5. Here we can write the note that 1 unit of car is equal to 100 ton of wheat. Accordingly we draw. So it means if you are taking the 100, then you are taking a 200 or 300 or 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 and 1000 we are taking on this particular axis. Why we have taken? Because we have already written the note, 1 unit of car is equal to 100 unit of wheat. Is it fine? Now further. So when there is a 1 unit of car, 0 unit of car, there is a production of 100 ton of wheat. Then for the first unit of car, we are producing 900 unit of wheat. For the second unit of car, we are producing 700 unit of wheat. For the third unit of car, we are producing 400 unit of wheat. And at the fourth unit of car, we are producing 0 unit of wheat. By drawing this curve, we are finding PPF. It means production possibility or curve. Same, or this is also known as the PPC, production possibility curve. And same one is also known as a transformation curve. It means in objective type question, anything can be asked. That is, what is the meaning of PPF, or what is the meaning of PPC, or what is the meaning of transformation curve? All three is same. Need to remember, all three is same. Now, here we are saying the shape of the curve. So what is the shape of the curve? Why the shape of the curve is like this? We all discuss in the next lecture. So right now you need to remember only one thing. We discussed about PPC, production possibility curve statement, graphical representation of maximum possible production of two commodity from available resources at given technology. Second thing, we have drawn the schedule. We have taken a wheat and car, and then there is an opportunity cost, then there is a marginal opportunity cost, and finally we have drawn a diagram. In the next lecture, we discuss why the curve is concave, what is the reason behind it, how we are using to explain the different central problem with the help of PPC curve and all this. Thank you for today. Bye.